Alright, welcome everybody. So this is the third video in the Thinkorswim series. We're resetting our workspace and building out our Thinkorswim. We just activated the chart, the main chart here in the last video. I need you to make sure that you actually have the menu here on the right hand side. We get to that by clicking on the white box up here. So we click on that, show sidebar in cells. Make sure it's turned on. If it's off, it looks like that. We want to turn it on. We want to add the news. It doesn't need to be very big. Just a little bit down there at the bottom is all we need. One of the things that I like about having that on there, the left or the right bar, is that we can bring up the active trader when we want to. Now we don't need this. Okay, it's not the point. We don't need the active trader right now. But if we wanted to use it, we don't want to have to go digging around trying to find it, right? Turning on menus and doing all of that stuff. There's a lot of value here to quickly see what's going on in the market. You can see tape speed and you can see previous volume at this level, as well as resting orders at this level. All right, so that might be a bit too far ahead for you at the moment. Don't worry about that. Just recognize that there is a lot of value to be able to turn this on quickly when you need it. Now, you don't need to set anything up in here. If you did want to do something, I would recommend kind of getting rid of some of this stuff so that you can make the active trader thinner, right? You see how I got rid of all that junk up there? And that way we can see more of the numbers. So we're going to go ahead and turn that back off. This is how I like to have the main chart set up. Now let's start putting together a bar up here at the top. We don't need to actually use the bar yet, but we want to be able to have it. Notice this chart describer right here. It's next to the beaker. When you click that chart describer, it will actually tell you what's going on with the market. The 50 period simple moving average is right there, and the 200 is right there. And the standard deviation is over 21 periods, has an upper and lower value of this, right? And that's just at a glance. If you wanted those or wanted to see what was going on, you can bring that up right there. You don't have to have it on. You can just go up here and hit that X, okay? Now you know where it is. It's a quick way to get some information. So let's get that bar across the top. We want to go to settings. That's the gear icon. And we want to turn the tools on each chart. Now, while we're also here, let's set the time on these charts to New York time. A lot of people, we live all over the world, but we're all trading on that New York time. So let's just all look at the clock that way. If you share a picture or you want to look at something, there's no doubt or confusion of any kind. We're all running on an East Coast time. Okay, so we've applied that. That's the real deal. We're good to go. If you trade on Thinkorswim with your simulation, you can show trades right here, and you can add that to the menu so you could turn it on and off without having to come back into the chart settings. It's a real valuable tool right there to be able to turn it on and off. So if you trade on Thinkorswim, click that tool right there. That way it shows up in your style menu. Now that we've got that done, notice there's a toolbar up here. It's pinned to be showing all the time, but we can actually turn that off and let it disappear. Now when I bring my mouse up here, it shows up, and when I don't, it goes away. I like to have it always showing, so I'm going to turn that back on. We want to start setting up our charts. I really recommend that you start with a daily chart first, right? So we're going to go out to that daily chart. You want to take the time now to really set this up how you want it. What colors do you want and all of that good stuff. We're going to go to the chart settings, the gear icon. One of the first things that I always do is I give myself some room here on the right hand side. I don't like it when price hugs the wall here. So we need to go to time axis, And for me, I want 15 bars on the daily chart. I want the show year mark lines. I'm not too concerned about showing the rollover lines because I have them on my quick chart. That's kind of up to you. If you don't want to see those, we can turn them off in the futures. Okay. Now I'm going to go back to price access for a moment, and I'm going to add more to this. I want 10 and 10. Now the reason that I'm doing this, notice how it crunched price just slightly. In this extreme volatility that we've had, the charts have been really stretched with these long candles, and it's just a mess trying to read the price action. But if you scrunch it down, the pattern becomes a lot clearer in your eyes. Okay, that's why I did that. If you don't want to leave it alone. Okay, if you want it to be closer to the top and closer to the bottom, don't change that. But that's what I changed. So this is where you can add your chart time frames. We already added the 1 month daily earlier. A time frame that I use a lot is the 20-day 15-minute. So I need to add that. We want to go to an intraday. I want a 15-minute, 20 days. Now, the reason I chose 20 instead of 30 is because of the scroll bar down at the bottom. 20 days fits my monitor size so that I don't have to scroll too far back. So I'm going to add that, and then I'm going to move it up to the 15-minute. There was a 5-day 15, and now I have a 20-day 15. I don't really use a 5-day 15, but it's default. I'm going to go ahead and keep it. So let's go real quick. Let's go see what this looks like and why I used the 20-day 15. See down at the bottom, there's a scroll bar. So I can't even see the 20 days. I have to scroll to see it on this monitor that I'm on right now. So we can go back into time frame. Let's see what 15 days does. Hey, there's it right there, right? 15 days, I can see all of it right there. So we go to time frame, customize list. We're going to go back to that 20-day 15, edit that for me because 20 days was too much. Put it on 15 days, 15 minutes, and now it's good to go. Okay, so when I want to look at a 15-minute chart, there's no scrolling down at the bottom. I can see everything now that I could see on the 20-day. Okay, that's important to understand. The only time I would need more than that is if I use an indicator that needs more days. So that's my 15-minute. I'm going to keep that date in there, but we're just going to go back to the daily chart for a moment. We're going to go back into chart settings, appearance. Now this is your opportunity to really pimp this out. Notice there's different candle bars in here. I love these bars. I love seeing price this way, but they're really skinny, and you can't change the thickness or the width of these, which makes it hard to see when I'm streaming or talking to somebody about a chart. So I don't want them. As much as I love them, I don't want them because they're hard to see in the videos. Candle trend actually has value. Notice that this red candle is hollow, but this red candle is filled in. This green candle is filled in, but this green candle is hollow. Right? And the reason for that is because of how it opened and how it closed. So it does have trend in there. You can see those kind of things because of the way it is designed, but we're not going to use that. I don't like using it. Heiken and Ashi, this is actually an indicator, and I don't want an indicator. I want candles. The line, believe it or not, there's a lot of value in this, but again, it's really hard to see, so I don't use it in any streaming, but there are times when I do love this, and that's why I have this check mark. I go in and change my charts. You don't see it in my videos, but I look at the chart with line. And if I'm running multiple charts, I look at it in area. So there is a lot of value in this. You more than likely are just hanging out in the candles. So take the time to really change these how you want them. Change the background, the volume, everything that you want to change, get it all set up how you want. One thing I want to do is go in here and make sure that it's not showing open interest in the volume. If I ever happen to turn the volume on, I don't want open interest showing. Now once you've got everything saved the way you want it, hit apply, close it down. Now here's the key to this. Once you've got your daily chart exactly how you want that daily chart to be, style, save style, name it a small name, something very small, because this is going to go on the toolbar. We don't want a very long name. I don't want to include any patterns or study sets. If you do that and you don't have anything here, if you try to use this later on and you have indicators on, it'll knock your indicators off. So no patterns, no study sets, leave it unmarked and click save. Now we can go up to the top, click the gear icon, add a button, style. We want OEC daily, the one that I just made right there, and we hit done. So now if I'm somewhere else, I'm doing some other thing, I want to go to the daily chart, boom, there we go. All right, and we can do this for all of those. You want to go to the next time frame. So for an example, we made a 15-day, 15-minute. You change every setting. You go up here to chart settings. You set this up however you want. Get it exactly the way you want it to be. And when you're done, save out of that. Come up to style. Save style. We want to name that something that we can find again. Make it recognizable. Save. Go up to the top here. Configure settings. Change button action style. OEC 15-minute. Right there. And done. So now I can go to the daily. I can go to the OEC 15-minute. And we can go through the gauntlet here and load up as many as, we can change as many styles as we want. You do have a set limit of buttons that you can add here. So for an example, I'm just going to add a bunch of junk. You will run out of things that you can put on here. That's it. I can't add any more, right? And that's all of them. So guys, that's it for this video. Don't want to make them too long. I look forward to seeing you at the next video.